Have you ever seen something in nature so incredible that your mind refuses to accept it's real? Maybe it was a sky that turned green, a sea that shimmered like liquid stars, or lightning that struck again and again without a storm in sight. Earth is filled with phenomena that seem impossible, and yet they happen all the time, quietly, majestically, and often beyond our understanding. Welcome back to Nature's Arcana, and today we journey through 15 of the most astonishing natural wonders our planet has to offer. From glowing waters to storms that never end, from living light to blue fire. Some will mesmerize you. Others might make you question what else could be hiding in plain sight. Let's begin our journey through nature's most mind-bending spectacles. These are 15 natural phenomena you have to see to believe. Number 1. The bioluminescent bays of Puerto Rico. Picture yourself walking barefoot along a quiet tropical beach. The air is still, the moon hidden behind a veil of clouds. You drag your foot through the shallow surf, and suddenly the water explodes into blue light. Every step, every ripple, every splash illuminates the darkness like a trail of fireflies underwater. This isn't a dream. It's the living glow of bioluminescent bays, and nowhere on Earth is this phenomenon more magical than in Puerto Rico. 3 of the world's brightest glowing bays can be found here. Mosquito Bay on Vieques Island, Laguna Grande in Fajardo, and La Parguera in Lajas. The glow is produced by microscopic organisms called dinoflagellates. When disturbed by movement, from a boat, a fish, or even your hand, they release a burst of light, a defense mechanism evolved to startle predators. The result? The ocean itself looks alive, pulsing with light. Interestingly, Mosquito Bay is so intensely luminous that it holds the Guinness World Record for the brightest bioluminescent bay on Earth. Scientists say the secret lies in its unique environment: nutrient-rich mangrove roots, calm water, and a narrow inlet that traps the organisms and keeps them thriving. But the glow is fragile. Pollution, boats, and even sunscreen residue can harm the dinoflagellates. Locals take conservation seriously. Night tours are regulated, and boats are often paddled rather than motorized to protect the glow. If you ever stand there in person, you'll notice how the light seems to breathe. Alive, electric, and strangely emotional. It reminds you that sometimes the most extraordinary things on Earth aren't the loudest or grandest, but the quietest. As we leave the glowing Caribbean waters behind, we travel north, where the light doesn't rise from the sea. It dances across the sky. Number 2, the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. Few sights on Earth can match the raw magic of the Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights. Imagine standing on a frozen lake in Norway, the air crisp and silent, when suddenly the sky begins to move. Bands of green light ripple from horizon to horizon, followed by flashes of violet and rose. They twist and swirl as if the heavens themselves are alive. It's not imagination, it's plasma, born from solar storms far beyond Earth's atmosphere. When charged particles from the sun collide with gases in our atmosphere, they release energy as light. Oxygen gives us greens and reds, nitrogen paints purples and pinks. The lights appear most vividly in the high-latitude regions: northern Norway, Sweden, Finland, Canada, Alaska, and parts of Russia. Interestingly, auroras make sound. Researchers have recorded faint crackling noises, almost like static electricity whispering through the sky. It's subtle, but haunting. Some indigenous Arctic peoples believed the lights were ancestral spirits dancing, or torches carried across the heavens to guide the lost. If you're lucky enough to see the aurora in person, you'll feel something shift inside you. The stillness, the cosmic scale. It's like witnessing the universe breathe. From glowing seas and skies, we move to something altogether stranger. A mountain that burns with blue fire. Number 3. The blue flames of Kawah Ijen, Indonesia. Deep in the volcanic heart of East Java, Indonesia, there's a mountain where fire burns blue. It's called Kawah Ijen, and at night, its slopes glow with what looks like liquid sapphire flowing from the crater. But this isn't lava. The flames are actually burning sulfuric gases. As sulfur seeps out of fissures in the volcano, it ignites upon contact with oxygen, creating electric blue jets of fire that can reach up to 5 meters high. Miners work these slopes daily, harvesting solid sulfur. Bright yellow chunks that form as the gas cools. They carry baskets weighing up to 90 kilograms down the mountainside, often with little more than a wet cloth as a mask against the choking fumes. The sight is mesmerizing but eerie, beauty born from danger. In the daylight, Kawah Ijen reveals a turquoise acid lake, one of the most acidic bodies of water on Earth. At night, it transforms into a scene straight out of myth. If you ever visit, you'll notice how silent it feels. The blue fire flickers like ghostly lanterns in the dark, and the only sound is the hiss of escaping gas. It's nature's way of reminding us that beauty and peril often walk hand in hand. Now, from fire on a volcano's edge, we travel to a place that seems calm and empty, yet hides one of nature's strangest secrets. Number 4. The Sailing Stones of Death Valley, California, USA. In one of the hottest, driest places on Earth, Death Valley National Park in California, massive stones mysteriously slide across the desert floor, leaving long, curving trails behind them. Some weigh hundreds of kilograms, yet no human or animal has ever been seen moving them. For decades, the phenomenon puzzled scientists and inspired legends. Locals whispered about spirits, magnetism, or even extraterrestrial forces. The truth, however, is a bit more subtle and even more fascinating. On cold winter nights, a thin layer of ice forms on the playa's muddy surface. As the morning sun warms it, the ice sheets crack and shift, pushed by gentle breezes. The rocks, embedded in the ice, glide along with it, carving those eerie trails into the soft sediment. And the movement is not slow. A few centimeters per second, or about 1 to 2 meters per minute, and over time, the result looks as though giants dragged the stones by hand. It's humbling, isn't it? That something so grand could be caused by something so delicate. Sunlight, ice, and wind working in perfect harmony. From the dry silence of Death Valley, we move to a place where silence is constantly shattered by thunder. A storm that never ends. Number 5. The Catatumbo Lightning, Venezuela. Over the mouth of the Catatumbo River in Venezuela, night after night, lightning flashes across the sky. Not for a few minutes, but for hours. The storm can rage up to 260 nights a year, bolts striking as many as 280 times per hour. Locals call it El Relámpago del Catatumbo, the Catatumbo lightning. It's visible for hundreds of kilometers, so bright that 16th century sailors used it as a natural lighthouse to navigate the Caribbean. This relentless storm is born from geography. Warm, moist air from Lake Maracaibo rises and collides with cool air from the Andes Mountains, creating the perfect conditions for near-constant electrical activity. And here's something remarkable. This lightning produces enormous amounts of ozone, enough to have a measurable impact on the region's atmosphere. Scientists believe it plays a small but important role in maintaining the global ozone balance. Imagine standing there, the sky crackling non-stop, each flash illuminating the clouds like a cosmic heartbeat. The thunder doesn't even sound like thunder anymore. It becomes a rhythm, a pulse. Some local legends say it's the spirits of ancient warriors battling in the sky. Others say it's the gods reminding us of their power. Whatever you believe, one thing's for sure. The Catatumbo lightning is Earth's own electric symphony, a show that never truly ends. And as we leave Venezuela's eternal storm behind, we travel next to a place where the air itself glows, not from lightning, but from light trapped in ice. Number 6. The Ice Caves of Vatnajökull, Iceland. Imagine stepping into a world made entirely of light and silence. Beneath Iceland's largest glacier, Vatnajökull, lies a labyrinth of glittering blue ice caves that seem almost unreal, like something carved from glass by the hands of the gods. These caves form each winter as meltwater from the glacier's surface carves new tunnels through the ice. As the water flows and refreezes, it polishes the ice until it becomes almost perfectly clear. The pressure of centuries compresses the air bubbles, leaving only pure, blue crystalline walls. When sunlight filters through the surface, the cave glows with a cold, radiant hue that feels alive. The deeper you go, the deeper the blue becomes. From soft turquoise to midnight sapphire. It's quiet enough to hear the glacier breathing, cracking, and groaning as it slowly moves. Every year the caves melt and collapse, only to reform again in new shapes the following winter. No two seasons reveal the same cave. Each is a temporary cathedral sculpted by time. Locals often say that walking inside one feels like being inside a living organism, the pulse of the earth frozen mid-beat. And if you ever make the trek yourself, you'll understand why people leave whispering, as though afraid to disturb its beauty. From the stillness of ice, we now journey to the dry heat of Oregon, where the earth paints its own history one color at a time. Number 7. The Painted Hills, Oregon, USA. In the high desert of eastern Oregon, you'll find a landscape that looks like an artist's palette spilled across the earth. The Painted Hills, part of the John Day Fossil Beds National Monument, are striped with waves of gold, red, black, and amber that shift in tone depending on sunlight and season. These colors aren't just beautiful, they're ancient. Each band represents a different geological era, formed from layers of volcanic ash and sediment that settled over millions of years. Iron oxides create the reds, manganese the blacks, and the yellows come from weathered claystone. After rainfall, the colors deepen dramatically, transforming the hills into rolling swells of paint. Scientists often describe them as a geologic timeline you can walk through. Each layer tells a story of tropical forests that once covered this region, of volcanic eruptions, of floods, droughts, and the slow march of evolution. Standing among them, it's easy to feel the passage of time. You're not just looking at color, you're looking at epochs. Interestingly, even though it's a desert, fossils of ancient plants and animals, including early horses and camels, have been discovered nearby, preserved in the colorful earth. From a landscape that wears its history in stripes, we travel to one where the glow of life itself paints the night. Number 8. The Glowing Mushrooms of Australia. If you wander through the eucalyptus forests of South Australia on a damp night, you might notice something glowing faintly among the roots and fallen logs. A greenish light, soft and constant. These are the ghost mushrooms, scientifically known as Omphallotus nidiformis, and they are one of nature's strangest sights. Their glow is the result of bioluminescence, a chemical reaction involving an enzyme called luciferase and a compound called luciferin, the same process fireflies use to create their light. The glow is not bright enough to read by, but in a moonless forest, it's unmistakable, like stars scattered across the forest floor. Indigenous Australians have known of these glowing fungi for thousands of years, weaving them into folklore as the spirits of the forest. Modern science believes the glow may help attract insects to spread the mushroom's spores. An elegant example of nature's subtle strategy. There are over 70 known species of bioluminescent fungi across the world, but Australia's ghost mushroom is one of the brightest and largest, with caps spanning up to 20 centimeters. If you ever find yourself standing in one of these forests, everything feels dreamlike. The air hums with life, yet it's utterly still. You realize that even decay, fallen wood, rotting leaves, can shine with beauty. And from the glow of life, we now move to the fury of fire, but not in the way you might expect. Number 9. Fire whirls, all over the world. Imagine standing on a ridge overlooking a wildfire. The heat distorts the air. Waves of orange and red shimmer through the smoke. And then suddenly the fire begins to spin. A column of flame rises, twisting into the sky like a tornado made of pure fire. This terrifying phenomenon is known as a fire whirl, or fire devil. It happens when intense heat from a wildfire causes hot air to rise rapidly, drawing in cooler air from the sides. The resulting vortex spins faster and faster until it lifts the flames into a spiraling inferno. Fire whirls can reach temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius, 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, and heights of over 50 meters. Some are strong enough to uproot trees, hurl debris, or melt metal. In 2018, during California's Car Fire, a fire whirl so powerful formed that it generated its own category EF3 tornado, with winds reaching 230 kilometers per hour. It lifted cars, snapped power lines, and left a trail of molten earth behind it. But fire whirls aren't always destructive. In rare cases, they've been seen during volcanic eruptions or even over burning oil fields. Natural reminders of how the elements of air and fire can briefly merge into something entirely new. Can you imagine standing near one of those? The sound alone, a roaring, twisting scream, would stay with you forever. From tornadic flames, we cool down, traveling to a sea that wears pink like a jewel in the desert. Number 10. Lake Hillier, Australia. On Middle Island, off the coast of Western Australia, lies a site that seems like an optical illusion, Lake Hillier, a bubblegum pink lake surrounded by white salt shores and emerald forest. The color is startlingly vibrant, as though someone poured strawberry milk into a crater, but it's entirely natural. The pink hue comes from a microalgae called Dunaliella salina, which produces red carotenoid pigments, the same kind found in carrots, to protect itself from the region's intense sunlight. Even when bottled, the water stays pink, an enduring chemical signature of life adapted to extremes. Surprisingly, despite the salt concentration being nearly 10 times that of the ocean, the lake is safe to touch and even to swim in. The combination of the white salt, green forest, and pink water creates one of the most surreal color contrasts on Earth. It was first recorded by explorers in 1802, and even now scientists are still studying its unique ecosystem. No one has yet found another lake quite like it. Standing at its edge, you might feel as if you've stepped onto another planet, one painted by imagination, rather than geology. And as we leave this vivid oasis behind, we descend now into the Earth itself, to a cavern where crystals grow taller than trees. 11. The Cave of Crystals, Mexico. Deep beneath the blistering desert of Chihuahua, Mexico, lies one of the most surreal places ever discovered, the Cave of Crystals in Naka. Imagine walking into a cavern filled with translucent pillars of gypsum, each one shimmering like frozen lightning. Some stretch over 30 feet long and weigh more than 50 tons, the largest crystals ever found on Earth. The cave was discovered by accident in the year 2000 by miners drilling for silver and lead. When they broke through the rock, they found a chamber shimmering with white and gold light. The crystals had been growing slowly for 500,000 years, nourished by mineral-rich water heated by nearby magma. The environment inside is so extreme that it's nearly uninhabitable. Temperatures can reach 58 degrees Celsius, 136 degrees Fahrenheit. With humidity close to 100%, scientists can only stay inside for a few minutes at a time, even with protective suits. What's even more extraordinary is what was found inside the crystals. Microscopic life forms sealed away for tens of thousands of years. Some of them have even been revived, giving scientists a window into ancient microbial worlds. Standing among those shimmering towers feels almost spiritual. It's like stepping into the lungs of the planet, where time itself slows to a crawl. From this glistening underground in Mexico, we now rise to the deserts of Africa, where lightning itself leaves glass behind. Number 12, fulgurites, the sand lightning of Africa. When lightning strikes the sand, it fuses the grains together into glassy tubes called fulgurites, nature's own lightning fossils. Found in deserts around the world, especially in the Sahara and Kalahari, these delicate root-like structures preserve the moment of a strike frozen in time. Temperatures at the point of impact can exceed 30,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. The sand liquefies instantly and cools into twisting, hollow sculptures that follow the path of the lightning bolt through the ground. Collectors often call them petrified lightning, but to hold one in your hand is to realize you're holding a moment of raw energy, a piece of thunder turned solid. In some regions, fulgurites have been considered sacred. Ancient cultures viewed them as gifts from the gods, symbols of divine fire striking the earth. Even today, some people believe they bring protection or power to those who find them. From lightning in its own bottle, we return to the ocean, where the water itself glows and moves like living starlight. Number 13, the sea sparkles of the Maldives. If you ever walk along the beaches of Vadhu Island in the Maldives on a moonless night, you might see the waves glowing in neon blue as they roll toward your feet. It looks like the stars have fallen into the sea. This phenomenon is caused by Noctiluca scintillans, a type of bioluminescent plankton often called sea sparkle. When agitated by movement, waves, footsteps, even fish darting near the surface, they emit light through a chemical reaction that serves as a defense mechanism. The sight is hypnotic. Couples often visit these beaches during the new moon, when the glow is strongest, to watch the sea breathe in light. It's both romantic and humbling, a reminder that beauty in nature often comes from the smallest of organisms. Interestingly, the same species that creates this magical glow can also form red tides under different conditions, which are toxic to marine life. It's a delicate balance, proof that the same forces that create wonder can also bring destruction. From glowing shores, we now journey to the mountains of California, where a waterfall turns into fire, but only for a fleeting moment. Number 14, Horsetail Fall, the Firefall of Yosemite, USA. In the heart of Yosemite National Park, for just a few days each February, something extraordinary happens. As the sun sets, it hits Horsetail Fall at the perfect angle, turning the cascading water into a torrent of glowing orange and red. It looks exactly like molten lava flowing down the granite cliff. Photographers travel from around the world to capture this rare illusion known as the Firefall. The effect lasts only about 10 minutes, and it requires just the right conditions: enough snowmelt for the waterfall to flow, a clear western sky, and the perfect alignment of the setting sun. Miss any one of those, and the magic disappears. But when it happens, it's breathtaking. One of nature's most ephemeral masterpieces. The native Awanichi people of Yosemite once believed this fall was blessed by the spirits of the mountains, a moment when the sun's heart touched the earth. Can you imagine standing there, the air crisp, the crowd silent, everyone waiting, and then the light hits, and suddenly the mountain is on fire? Moments like that remind us how fleeting and perfect nature's timing can be. And now, we travel from fire that lasts minutes to fire that's been burning for over half a century, in the heart of the desert. Number 15, the door to hell. Turkmenistan. In the middle of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, there's a crater so bright it can be seen for miles. The locals call it the door to hell. It's not a volcano, but a collapsed natural gas field that's been burning continuously since 1971. The story goes that Soviet geologists accidentally drilled into a cavern filled with methane. To prevent poisonous gas from escaping, they set it on fire, expecting it to burn out within days. Over 50 years later, it's still burning. The crater is about 70 meters wide and 30 meters deep, and standing near it feels like staring into the Earth's furnace. The heat warps the air, and the roar of the flame is constant. A reminder that once unleashed, nature's power is hard to contain. At night, it glows like an ember in the dark desert, its edges flickering like the rim of a forge. It's mesmerizing, beautiful, but unsettling. Some see it as a symbol of human folly, others as a strange testament to endurance. Either way, the door to hell reminds us that when we tamper with nature, we sometimes open gates we can't close. And there you have it. From glowing oceans to burning craters, from frozen cathedrals of ice to skies alive with light, our planet is endlessly surprising. Every mountain, desert, forest, and sea hides its own collection of mysteries. And sometimes what we call phenomena are simply nature's way of revealing just how little we truly know. We've journeyed across the globe tonight, through fire and ice, storm and calm, beauty and danger. Each wonder reminds us of one thing: the Earth isn't static, it's alive, breathing, creating art in motion. So tell us, which of these natural phenomena amazed you the most? Have you ever seen one of these wonders in person? Drop your thoughts below and let us know where we should journey next. And if you enjoyed exploring with us today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep your curiosity alive. Because here at Nature's Arcana, every discovery reminds us that magic doesn't live in fantasy. It's right here, beneath our feet and above our heads, just waiting for us to look a little closer.